Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm your hostess, Mandi Cantrell. Joining me today is Lisa Dickerson. She is the Chief Financial Officer of the Sylacauga City School System, but that's not really what we're talking about today. I invited Lisa on the show because she has a very interesting family. I know we're friends involved in church and school and band and all kinds of things together, and I've always enjoyed being around your family. Y'all are very special, and I wanted to just share with our viewers the kind of things you're doing. So thank you, Lisa, for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Great. Now, in her family, you have a child that you and your husband, that's your child and your biological child. What am I trying to say? Then you've adopted two babies. You've adopted an older child.
Right.
You've had two foreign exchange students. So. Very special. You've done a lot of different things, and I know that keeps you very busy.
Very busy, very busy.
That's wonderful. It's a wonderful kind of busy. So
it is. Very good.
Let's just start back, because your children are now high school and one in junior high. So let's go back. I know you and Leo have been married about 26 years.
26 years,
correct?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Tell us how you got into adopting and fostering and all of those kind of things.
When we were married, we had always talked about helping the less fortunate.
Yes.
And you know, the Bible, it says, what you do unto the least of these, it's as if you've done it unto me. Mm-hmm. And we just took that seriously. We were married a short length of time, maybe 2 years, and we decided that we would like to foster. Okay. We have actually had 17 foster children. Okay. So we've had 20 children in our home. Now, a lot of those were just short term. Maybe a week or two, sometimes just over the weekend. Okay. But we've had a lot of children in our home.
Now explain to me, I know most people know what foster families do, but just kind of explain, you take in children from
there's a lot of different reasons why they go into foster care. It could be anything from family issues, whether it be alcoholism, drug addiction, or it could be just a lot of different reasons. It could be health issues that the parent can't take care of the child, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And you have them for different lengths of time, I know.
Right.
A weekend or months?
We had one, probably the longest was about a year and a half.
Really?
About a year and a half. Shortest was overnight.
Oh, okay.
We had a few overnight as well.
I don't think of that as being, a child might need to go somewhere for overnight.
Yes.
I guess when I think of foster parents, I think of extended periods of time, but there is a great need.
Sometimes there might be a police situation where they have to go into a home, and it takes them a day or so just to find someone else to take the children.
Right.
So they just need a safe place for the children to go that night.
Okay, well that's great. So your room had to be ready for babies, toddlers.
Mm-hmm. We would just kind of make do. When it came to babies, we had a playpen. And we had twin-size bed, and the bed was always there, there. And also, when they call, there is an option. They don't just call and say, we have this child and you have to take them. Okay. They always ask first. And I think we were approved for maybe 3 children at one time, but we typically just had one.
One or two. Okay.
One.
So you started doing that, and you said you've had 20?
Well, we've had 20 children, but that also includes the 4 who live with us. Yes. 3 of those adopted, 1 biological.
Okay. Well, you have a very special husband who does that too.
Sometimes it's difficult. Like with any family, we have our issues. We're not the Waltons. We're not the Waltons, and we have our own issues that we deal with, but that's family.
That's real life, isn't it?
That is real life.
That is real life. Okay, so you were foster parents, and I know now you have Courtney, Christopher, Cantrell, Carson.
And Carson,
so
that's right.
Tell me the story of how they came to you.
Well, we decided when we were married about 5 years. I just graduated from college.
Oh, that's right. You attended
Talladega College.
Yes.
That's right.
Y'all are from Talladega.
Graduated there in 1993, and a little while later we decided to have children. And turns out we could not have children. Adoption is not second best. Let me just clarify that right away. Adoption is not second best. But we were going through the process of trying to have our own children. Right. Then we decided, after being around a family who had adopted a child from Lifeline Children's Services in Birmingham, we decided we also wanted to adopt. And we knew that it was very hard to place non-white children. Very difficult. So we decided that we would like to adopt a biracial baby. a black-white mixed baby. And we were going through Lifeline Children's Services, and they happened to be a Christian organization, and that was very important to us. They do a lot of background checks and a lot of interviews and that sort of thing. But before we were able to even finish the process with Lifeline, Courtney was brought to us as a foster child. She was 2 days old. They called us when she was 1 day old and asked if we would take her, and we were ecstatic, just ecstatic. So that was amazing. We also had another little girl in our home. She had been there about 1.5 years.
Oh.
And several months later, she went to another home, but we got to keep Courtney, and that was just amazing.
Good.
Just amazing.
Good. So, and now Courtney is a senior in high school.
That's right.
About to graduate. Sweet girl. I love Courtney.
She's great.
She's the current Miss Ingenue.
That's right. With Miss Sylacauga, she's the current Miss Ingenue. And that means young, naive woman. And she just turned 19. But yes, that's a good description of Courtney.
Man.
A very, very sweet girl.
She is.
Very sweet.
She is. So you've had Courtney all these years now. Christopher, was he the next?
Well, we had a few foster children kind of in between there, but one day we got another call, and there was another little baby. He was 9 weeks premature, so he was very tiny. He weighed 4 pounds. Now Courtney had weighed 9 pounds, so she was a nice sized baby.
Yes.
But he was much, much smaller, and we prayed about it, we talked about it, and we decided, yes, we would take him.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
he's been great. Been great.
I wonder if we have the camera guy in the back. Ben, could you put up some of those slides that Lisa brought, some pictures? I guess slides dates me, doesn't it?
Well, this is me and my husband, Leo, and a lot of people know him as the No-Hab Business Machines copier guy.
Very important when you're copying.
Very important. So if you'll go to the next picture. This is Courtney when she was about 13 months old. Precious little baby.
And let's see the next.
She was about 2 years old there, and she was just a bundle of joy.
Happy.
Yes,
Just
always
like
happy.
that.
Let's see the next one. And that was our family when we picked Christopher up from the hospital. Tiny little baby, but we actually got to go to the hospital and pick him up.
Oh,
Okay.
good. And what's next?
This was Christopher's first Easter, and you can tell from the pumpkin seat how small he was. He was just so tiny.
Now, any of you that know Christopher now, how tall is he?
He is almost 6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
Almost 17 years old. He's quite a great guy.
What a tiny baby. Let's see what's next.
This is a picture of Christopher and Courtney. He was about 13 months old there. We had just completed his adoption. Courtney was 13 months old when we got to adopt her, and the same thing with Christopher. It takes a while to go through the parental right termination process when you adopt through foster care.
So parents do have the right to take their children back, maybe, or it just depends?
It just depends. There's totally different circumstances in every placement.
Right.
Let's see what we have next. Another picture of Courtney and Christopher several years ago.
Very happy children.
Very happy. Now they're typical teenagers. They would get that close if we made them. Let's go to the next one. After we had Christopher, and after his adoption was final, we got out of foster care. We just let our foster care license lapse. We decided that we didn't choose to foster anymore. We had our girl, we had our boy, we were done. A couple of years later, I thought I had a stomach bug. Well, turns out it wasn't a stomach bug. I was pregnant. We were married 12 years when we had Carson. This is baby Carson.
Oh.
This is baby Carson. Now, if you'll go to the next picture, this is the three of them together.
How sweet.
Yeah.
How sweet.
And they are typical brothers and sisters. Always, if anybody asks Carson if he has brothers and sisters, these are his siblings.
They are his siblings.
They are. So if you'll go to the next, let's see what we have.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Now, let's stop right here and come back to us a minute. This is Cantrell, a different story. Yeah.
This is Cantrell, very different story. After a little while, well, Carson was about 9.
Right.
We started pestering Daddy to see if he would allow us to add to the family again. He was not for the idea, but we kept working on him, and eventually we talked him into it. We had to go back through the foster care license approval again because we wanted to adopt from foster care. That was not even an option. We definitely wanted to go through foster care. And we decided that we would either like to adopt a baby and start from scratch. Well, it
Makes me tired to think about that.
It was a huge decision.
Okay.
Yeah. Either that or we wanted a teenager who would fit into our family well.
Right.
After we went through the training process, and DHR does 13 weeks of training twice a year. It's called their GPS. When we went into foster care the first time, there was no training. No training at all. And we were very young. We were in our early 20s. But this time we went through the training.
You and Leo.
Me and Leo.
Went through the training. Yeah.
Just the two of us. Now there was a night where all the family would go, and they would all have a chance to go through a little training that night, and the kids got to ask their questions and that sort of thing. But DHR told us about a 13-year-old boy, African American boy, who was available for adoption. His information was posted on Heart Gallery of Alabama. That's online. And there was a video of him, well, I'm sorry, not a video, an audio of him where he was being interviewed. We went online, we saw his pictures, we listened to the video over and over and over, and we decided we wanted to meet him.
Wow.
So in July 2010, we got everybody together, went to Talladega to meet him. If you will pull up the pictures again.
To the next picture.
Yeah, if you don't mind. This is Cantrell. He was actually living at the Presbyterian Home for Children in Talladega. And if you'll go to the next one, these were his pictures that were posted on Heart Gallery of Alabama. And Heart Gallery of Alabama has a website where you can go and look for children who are harder to place. Currently, they're working with 255 children who are adoptable in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
They are considered special needs. Some of those are older, and that's why they're considered special needs. Some are part of sibling groups.
Okay.
Now, if you'll go to the next picture, this was the first day they were all together.
Oh, really?
The very first day. This is July 2010. And if you'll look at Carson on the right-hand side, he decided that night that was his brother.
I was just going to say, I can see Carson and Cantrell too. They've immediately
bonded.
There.
The kids did not want him to go back home.
Oh.
So if you'll come back to us, if you don't mind. After we met him, we started talking to DHR and said, you know, we want him in our home.
Right.
We don't want him to stay in the Presbyterian home any longer. We want to adopt him.
Right.
Just bring him to our family. We're ready.
Did he come for weekends? I mean, it wasn't just we've met him and you're going home with us.
Right. No, it wasn't. There was a small process. Now, within about 3 weeks, he had actually moved into our home.
Wow.
Now, since we already had children, you know, we were a little bit more familiar with teenagers and that sort of thing, so they were not as concerned about placing a teenager in our home.
Sure. Yeah.
Also, we were very familiar with a lot of the social workers.
Okay.
They've been to our home several times.
Okay.
But after a little bit of work, about 3 weeks later, he's moved in with us to start school in Sylacauga, August 2010.
That's great.
It was
We're
great.
going to take a short break here, and then we're
Okay.
going to come back and talk some more about your family, because there are still some more additions that were kind of
Yes.
part-time there for
That's
exchange
right.
students
That's
we're going to
right.
talk about. So please join us back on Library Connection after the break.
You've waited all year for this sale. Toyotathon is on right now, and it's the Toyota of Sylacauga grand reopening. You can get our lowest prices of the year today.
We're your Sylacauga Camry connection. Right now, all new Toyota Camrys are discounted up to $6,000. All discounts clearly marked on vehicles.
Don't miss this one, Toyotathon and the Toyota of Sylacauga grand reopening. Online 24/7 at toyotaofsylacauga.com.
Right Tire and Service on West Fort Williams in Sylacauga is the right place for you. We carry the right tires for your car. Goodyear, Cooper, General, Michelin, and lots more. Right Tire and Service is also your right choice when it comes to all of your automotive service needs. Whether it's an oil change, front end alignment, brake service, or air conditioner work, Make the right choice the first time and stop by Right Tire and Service, Sylacauga.
In Central Alabama, 9,100 kids face going to bed hungry tonight. Hunger doesn't take a day off. There are kids right here, right now, that don't know where they'll get their next meal. Join Alabama Childhood Food Solutions and help put an end to childhood hunger in Central Alabama. Make a difference. Donate today, by mail or online, to help ACFS feed hungry kids. There's no better time to share than now. Their next meal could come from you.
There's one pharmacy that's so much more than just a drugstore. That's Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga. From cards for all occasions, a huge selection of gifts, even great exclusive Alabama and Auburn stuff, all kinds of household needs, and a complete selection of over-the-counter meds and supplies that you would expect. We are more than just a drugstore, but with our friendly, courteous staff and all of our great extras, we ought to be your drugstore. We're Marble City Pharmacy in Ogletree Plaza. Cardin's Gift Cottage. Shop them early and shop them late. Shop Cardin's early for the area's best selection of great holiday decorations. Inside or outside, your home will look like a winter wonderland. And right up to the last minute, Cardin's has the most unique Christmas gift ideas you'll find. On second thought, don't shop them too late. You just might miss what you've been looking for at Cardin's Gift Cottage, West Fort Williams in Sylacauga.
Hi, I'm Mandi Cantrell, and you're watching Library Connection. Thank you for joining us after the break. The first half, we were talking with Lisa Dickerson and about her family, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. You've had a child, adopted 2 babies, and now adopted an older child. And a lot of this was through Heart Gallery of Alabama, I believe.
Right.
And I know you wanted a chance to tell about that. So.
Heart Gallery of Alabama, as I said before the break, they have pictures of children. It could be individual children or sibling groups, and these children are considered hard to place. They are currently working with 255 children who already have parental rights terminated. And like in Cantrell's case, parental rights were already terminated, so when he moved in with us in the month of August, it was a fast track to adoption. His adoption was complete by the middle of December of that same year. Courtney and Christopher, the process was much longer. It was about 13 months. It took about 13 months for parental rights to be terminated. There are currently about 5,000 children in the state of Alabama who are in foster care. About 150 of those who have their rights terminated, the parental rights terminated already, 150 will be adopted by their foster parents, or at least that's the plan right now. But that 255, there's no plan for them. And let me give you a little bit of statistics. And again, this is from Heart Gallery of Alabama. The statistics of children who age out of foster care, 25% will never receive a high school diploma.
Now this means their age 18,
They age out, right.
and they are no longer available for adoption. They're just on their own.
They're just on their own. All of a sudden, they're not in foster care anymore. And if they haven't built relationships with a family, then they're just really on their own. 1 out of 4 are incarcerated within the first 2 years after leaving the system. Less than 3% will earn a college degree. 25% won't even graduate from high school.
That's sad.
And most of those will eventually be on public assistance of some sort. Having a stable family life is so important. And a lot of these foster children will never have that opportunity. They'll never have the opportunity to have a forever home.
That's true.
Never.
That's true. Well, you and Leo are very special. I know you always say, no, we're not.
No,
but
we're really not.
But you are.
We're really
you are. Now, as we said, is there anything else you want to say about Heart Gallery or foster care?
But do check Heart Gallery of Alabama online. It's a very, very important website. And each child who is on there has a small audio interview of them. So you can hear the child and kind of know their personality a little bit.
These children have a wonderful place to stay, but how nice to have a family.
A family to call their own.
Everybody knows that. That's wonderful. So, as you said, for right now, your family is complete. You
It
feel
is.
4 children. Y'all are busy in a lot of different things, and then a chance to be in a host a foreign exchange
Yes.
student.
Well, in December 2010, we completed Cantrell's adoption. And soon after that, I received a phone call from a lady in Talladega with a group called PAX.
Okay.
It's a program of exchange students, and they're placing academic exchange students in the U.S. She asked if we were interested, and I said, well, yeah, that sounds good, but of course I wanted to talk to
Yes,
Leo about it.
of course.
And we decided, through much prayer and discussion, that if we can't go to the mission field, we would bring the mission field to us. Our first placement was a 15-year-old named Yura, and he was from Ukraine. It was a huge adjustment for him to come to our home.
I'm sure.
He was an only child in Ukraine.
Oh, coming to a family with 4 children.
Yes, yes, yes. And we had a lot of heated discussions about whether or not he would share some of his things. That was very hard for him as a 15-year-old who was always an only child. And I had to explain to him that our children had never had anything just their own. They had always had to share, and I reminded him that they were sharing their home with him for
That's
him to
true.
come and live with us. After he left, a year later, we received a call again, and we decided we would host a child from Mozambique, from Africa. Azate came to live with us, and he was 15. And recently, he's been going through the process of applying for college. Yura is in college in Poland right now, doing very well. And Azate would like to come back to the U.S. to go to college.
Wonderful.
And he is currently applying for scholarships with Arizona State University. And in his mind, that's very close to us, but really it's not
I
that
was just going to
close.
say, tell him that's too far.
Yeah,
For us.
it is far, but they've got a great exchange student program where
That's
they
good.
bring students from other countries to stay at their college and,
That would be good.
and get a degree. So very good.
So you stayed in touch with them even after they left?
Yes,
Your family.
yes.
Now, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say through Skype, through email, and we've actually had a few phone calls from Azate from Africa as well. It's just amazing with technology as it is now. We can just get in touch with each other just about any time. Of course, there's a time difference
Oh,
there.
yes, I have to
Several
keep that in
hours of
mind.
time difference, but it's amazing to get to talk to them and follow up with them because they'll always be part of our family.
I'm sure they will.
They will.
That'll be neat. How did your children like having someone else come in? I mean, or
Well, it was great.
just like having a new baby, they're there.
They are there. Well, having just been through an adopting Cantrell, yeah, he was an addition, and it was okay. They were just
Right.
ready. They had had children kind of come and go in the past,
Right.
not such a big deal. But it's really funny because our 2009 Christmas card, we had 3 children. 2010, we had 4. 2011, we had 5. 2012, we had a different 5. 2013 and 14 will only have 4, but
that's true.
still a wonderful experience for our whole family. We learned a lot about the countries where the students were from and where they were learning in our country. We were probably learning more from them than they learned from us.
I'm sure.
Just
I'm
amazing.
Sure. That's neat. I know we have a few more slides that have some of the, your exchange, Yura and Azate. Let's see. Okay,
Well, this
there
is-
you are.
This is actually our first family picture after we adopted Cantrell. If you'll go to the next one. This is Yura on the right-hand side. He was our 15-year-old from Ukraine. We had had him about 2 weeks at that point. Now, if you'll go to the next one. Azate is in that picture. This is after Azate came to us at the airport in Birmingham. He is the one in the blue shirt behind the yellow poster.
Okay.
You can go to the next one. These are our 4, what I've always called our permanent children.
Yeah.
Courtney, Christopher, Cantrell, and Carson. If you'll go to the next. This is my sweet Courtney.
Yes.
Courtney is Miss Ingenue for Sylacauga.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful.
Sweet, great girl. Another
Yes,
picture
she
of
is,
her.
Yeah.
And if you'll just kind of go through them fast, this is Cantrell, very active in soccer.
Oh, yes. Tell about.
They are soccer champs. Well, it's actually the rec league, but
Okay.
they're in the soccer with rec league, and they are the state champs for age 18 and under, and they have been for 2 years.
Good.
Another picture of
There's that
Christopher.
newborn baby.
Yes, this is my newborn baby.
I mean, who was the
almost-
tiny premature
yes,
baby.
if you'll just kind of roll through
Yeah,
them,
we'll go
we'll
through
just talk
that.
about them as they go.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher and Cantrell are both Eagle Scouts, and Carson will earn his soon. If you'll just keep going through the pictures, that's
Lot
a
of
picture
work.
of me with my 2 Eagle Scouts,
Yeah,
and this
they
is
are.
right after they got it. Carson is in the high school band as well as the middle school band. He's marched for 2 years.
There
If
he
you'll
is.
just keep on
Game
rolling
day.
through. Christmas picture 2008, and just go through them if you don't mind. 2010 Christmas picture.
Yeah.
2011 Christmas
With
picture.
Yura there on the left.
That's right.
On the left.
2012,
I see.
and then 2013. I wanted a lot of people to know about our year and how things had been.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll go on to the next one, this is our family.
There you are.
This is our family. This was made a few months ago, and this is family for us. They are brothers and sisters. They are real brothers and sisters.
They are. And I guess for children, I mean, you have children at your house a lot. You can come back to us, Ben. Thank you. That started over. Wonderful pictures. I know my girls have been at your house a lot. I guess when you have 4, just a few more doesn't matter, does it?
It really doesn't. I say once you pass 2, it's all the same.
You've always been so good to open your home, and
Oh.
and I know you and Leo are very involved. We go to church together, and you teach Sunday school, and always involved with youth, and your kids. Eagle Scout. That has to be a family. I mean, everybody in the family must pitch in.
It
to
is a
help with that.
family. It's a family commitment. It's a community commitment because we have to work with the community to find a project they can do.
That's true.
Cantrell did his for Indian Valley Preschool.
Oh.
He refurbished their playground, and Christopher helped in the garden that SAFE does every year. He helped build some garden beds for them. Not sure what Carson's going to do yet, but we'll probably have his in the spring.
Oh, wow. Now tell me again the ages of your children.
Courtney just turned 19. Cantrell's 18. Christopher will soon be 17, and then Carson is 14.
Wow. So I know you're still busy in soccer, scouting, everything that goes on
Everything,
like that.
everything.
Well, now, do you have any more plans or you just don't know, to foreign exchange students?
I've been
thing?
trying to get Leo to commit.
Oh.
He hasn't been very excited about committing for another exchange student. I would love to adopt internationally, but the cost is just so high. When you adopt special needs children, like the ones who are on Heart Gallery of Alabama, the state will actually help with your adoption expenses. In some cases, they will even pay all the attorney fees.
Oh, wow.
And depending on the reason why the child was placed as special needs, they may even qualify for a monthly subsidy.
That's
So
wonderful.
it's great.
Children are not cheap. I mean, exactly. They're very worth it. I know
They
very
are.
worth it.
They
But,
are.
Well, we just appreciate what you and Leo and your entire family do, and what you
Thank
mean to
you.
our community. Y'all are very active in our community, and in the school system. I know you're a very vital part there as Chief Financial Officer. But we thank you for being on, and I was glad to be able to share with our community the things you're involved in, and we'll look forward to hearing more good things from your children and your family.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Library Connection.